Okay, yesterday Sunday was a good NFL Sunday. Week 3 in the NFL, I will have to say, like I told my coworker, I will say yesterday Sunday was one of the best Sundays I've seen in a long time when it comes to football, because I seen a lot of good defense yesterday, and as I said, when I grew up playing basketball in the Bronx, I used to always think about offense, and I didn't really too much care about defense until I had to learn that defense is going to get me my offense, and defense will get me more offense. So, watching football yesterday, even though I didn't like what happened with the Giants, in my feelings, I would say, like, yeah, the coach needs to put Jameis Winston in, or he need to put Jackson Dart in. But to be honest with you, Russell Wilson is still there doing what he got to do. But I be saying he's at the end of his roads right now. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him. Sometimes when you look at the interceptions, like he was okay in the Steelers and the Broncos, and when he was on Seattle, but now that he's playing with the Giants and he's a full-time veteran now, a lot of times you can see Russell Wilson angry, from yesterday's game and the games before yesterday. And like I told my coworker, I said it's not only on him, but the wide receivers got to work, and all of the receivers on the Giants got to work, because it's not like, yeah, the quarterback is supposed to be the coach on the offense, but I don't like in sports when we blame one person, or I don't even like when one side of the team get blamed, or this side of the team. You gotta blame the whole organization, and first you must blame the players. Bless up, real odds and even. Bless up, bless up. You must blame my opinion. This is not what nobody else feel, but when I used to play basketball, I didn't listen to my coach really. I didn't like listening to no coach. Okay, because I always told the coach, Mr. Howard, I told him that it's us playing on the court. We will respect and listen if you got a good play, but other than that, excuse me, other than that, let us run and play against these 5 players, because it's us got to play these dudes. And when you look at the NFL, I think that the Giants should have a team meeting, because I'm not liking how we starting off this season, and we 0-3 right now, and I try not to think bad about a 0-3 start, but you cannot have a football team in the NFL and thinking good things are going to really happen if you start 0-4. Okay? You cannot. Because you have some teams that's still undefeated right now that's 3-0. You have some teams that's 2-1. And to be honest, the people that we got in our division, what we got? We got the Redskins, we got the Cowboys, and we got the Eagles and the Giants in our division. And I don't care about the other teams, because right now the Giants, we on the bottom of our division, but we have to look somewhat decent next week. We can't just be playing just to play, or they can't just be playing to pick up a check, because it ain't good. The Jets, they're doing what the Jets do, but that's the Jets. I can't. The only reason why I will love the Jets because they're in New York. But other than that, I'm not a Jets supporter and I'm not a Jets fan. Shout out to the Jets. Okay. But we need to do better as Giants, for real. We really do need to do better. Okay. I will run down a couple of scores of, a couple of games that happened yesterday. And we had some good games. I didn't watch the Jaguars game too much. I wanted to see it, but I was watching some other games. Let me see. Okay. Thank you to everybody that's in the building. Real odds, big up, man. Big up to you. Thank you very much for your time and your support. Thank you. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say this too. This is the beginning of the year. It's true, like outside, I'm a Giants writer all the way, but I want people to listen to this very clearly. The Chargers and the Vikings. Watch out for those two teams. Last year, I said watch out for the 49ers, but this year, watch out for the Chargers and watch out for the Vikings. Okay. Now, okay, excuse me for that. Now, you got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings 10-48. The Vikings blew them out by 38 points. Cincinnati Bengals, that's very sorry, like it's a 38-point win. I don't know. You need to buck up on that, Cincinnati, for real. Hope you do good next week. Okay, now we got the Texans and we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the Texans with 10 and we got the Jacksonville Jaguars with 17. I seen a little bit of Travis Hunter playing yesterday, and he's going okay. I'm not gonna say he's going good or he's playing perfect. Like I'm gonna keep on saying that this is the NFL. This is not high school or this is not college football. This is the NFL, and I'm gonna be honest to you. I think he should play wide receiver and forget about being a dual threat, cause this is not college football where you think that you're gonna be keep on playing on two sides and you're gonna switch up in offense and defense. Like you're gonna shut down. And to me, to be honest, in my opinion, I think that's gonna wear him out playing two sides in the NFL. Like I can't speak for everybody, or you can't really speak for people energy, but it's a different speed in the NFL than college and high school football. is not the same. And yes, it is football, but it's just that these NFL players are something different when it comes to Sunday, when it comes to Monday, when it comes to Thursday. They work different and it's professional for a reason. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this, because a lot of people ain't see this storyline. I remember when the season started and before the season started, I was telling people to watch out for Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. But how things are going in Cleveland, Shedeur may never play this year. And to be honest, I think he may be traded off of that team. And he need to, because to be honest with you, if you want, Cleveland never wanted him, and the games need to stop, for real. And I just think that Cleveland needs to trade him, because you don't want him. You try to look good in front of the public, and his father and his mother is letting him grow as a young boy, but somebody needs to tell Shedeur Sanders, get away from that team, because we all see it in America and the world, okay? And a lot of people will say positive things about this and that, but if they treated the boy good, right, he would have been playing a starting quarterback. He's supposed to be a starting quarterback. He is supposed to be playing, okay? You have all these other players that been drafted. And just because of, I'm going to start calling it the drama and the controversy of him being drafted so late. Okay? The NFL and the Cleveland Browns, they created this drama. Because he's a good kid. He's a good quarterback. You think just because melanated men, you don't like the way that they move? But, we got to be real, man. America and, because this is the sad thing that I don't like about them in the NFL and a lot of people in America. How you going to get mad at a young kid for being himself, but you don't get mad at all the nonsense you did for you to have an NFL or for you to have America itself? But you get mad when a kid is confident. It's very sad and it's sickening. It's sickening the way how some Caucasian men think they'll run this world and continue to run this world and continue to bully people. Y'all are some sick people for real. Sick human beings, I tell you. Okay. When I'm getting on to that, right? Daniel Jones is playing like a superstar now. He left the Giants and he is playing like a superstar. He is on the Colts and he is going 3-0 this year. I'm surprised. I'm surprised because we wanted you to do the same thing on the Giants, but karma is so real. Karma is real. Look at what happened with Saquon Barkley. He wasn't too happy, right? He left the Giants, end up going to the Eagles and winning a championship and having one of the best running back seasons in NFL history. Now look at the karma. Daniel Jones got traded off of the Giants, right? And he's starting off with a 3-0 season with the Indianapolis Colts, and he is playing good. So more life to him and more blessings to him. I ain't got nothing bad to say, because they smacked the Tennessee Titans 41-20. And this is why you got to know a rookie is going to always be a rookie. Cam Ward is a good quarterback to me, but he got lots to learn. Because I guarantee you, if you would have pushed Shedeur Sanders, what's up, brother, man? What's up, Chris? Big up to you, man. Big up. I can't really say when it comes to a rookie quarterback, I can't take the whole just like the whole NFL season and say, thank you very much, brother. Thank you. It's good that you joining here. Just doing a little football talking from yesterday's games, and a little bit, probably a little bit of Yankees and Mets, a little bit of sports talk right now. Now, it wouldn't be right for any one of us to judge a young rookie, whether it's a cornerback, whether it's a wide receiver, whether it's a quarterback. But I remember in the beginning of the season, before the season started, I was saying who would be the better quarterback for the season, Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. But the thing is, we ain't see Shedeur Sanders get on the field yet in the season. We seen him in the preseason, and we seen him in the summer, but it's not much you're going to get from preseason football. You're going to see certain things, but you're not going to see what you really want to see in an NFL season, because some people may just like to play games with it, but the NFL Sundays is totally different than any other football in this world. When it comes to Sunday, this thing is fast and it moves strong. It ain't no, wait, I'll try to tackle him slowly. No. This is fast pace in the NFL. Fast pace. It ain't nothing really going slow on that field. Okay, now we have the Raiders 24 and we got the Redskins. I don't like to use the Commanders name. I'm not with that nonsense, because America and the rest of the world that thinks stuff is okay, when you want to offend people, you don't give a damn. But when you want to do what you want to do, you do what you want to do. So I'm going to continue as long as I could keep on going calling them the Washington Redskins. Because as long as I could remember, that's what I'm going to call them. That's the football team that I know. Because you think calling them the Commanders is cleaning up stuff? No, sorry. We're going to keep on calling them what their name is. The Washington Redskins. Okay. And the Washington Redskins, they put boots to the ground yesterday, 41-24, To be honest to you, I don't know how their season will look either, and I don't really care too much of how their season will look, because I'm a Giants writer, and we need to get upon them, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. I don't care. I don't like the Giants to be looking bad in our division. I don't care what year it is. So I don't care about the Cowboys, I don't care about the Eagles, and I don't care about the Redskins. It's Giants Nation all the way. Okay, let's go. Now, this game, I'm going to be honest. I will say this game yesterday between the Eagles and the Rams, I'm not going to say that's the best game I've seen in a long time, but I thought the Eagles was going to get blown out yesterday. I thought they was going to, lose, and they didn't. But this is where one of my boys told me earlier, he was like, yo, Delvin, that's championship football, He said, you got to find a way to win as a champion. And I said, yeah, they did find a way to win, because they played very, I will say, nasty in the first half, right? But in the second half, the Eagles bucked up and they got everything and they handled everything completely. And I said, okay. And they came away with the win. And at the end of the game, I forgot the big guy name that blocked the punt and ran back for the touchdown. But respect to you, man, for real. That's what football is about. Shout out to you with that, man. Eagles is 3-0. Okay, next team. Hold on. Next two teams, Hold on, excuse me. Now, to be honest with you, I love my ATL. You know, I love my Atlanta, Georgia. You know, shout out. I'ma always ride for Atlanta. Always, like, in this world. Oh, you're Oakland Raiders. Okay, well, hey. One thing I always tell people, right? Like me, when it comes to basketball, but football mostly. When I was a kid, I probably thought that, like, I thought I was probably the best running back in the world, you know. But to be honest with you, I wasn't. It was just that you you carrying the football and running and getting knocked over, like, as I always tell people, like, just growing up in New York and stuff, I love the Giants. But like watching football, I love football because us playing football as kids, you either played in the grass or you played in the street. And some people will call it, like, I just call it was hood football, you know, and getting tackled or making a touchdown. It was like you loved it. It was what you call backyard football, like freestyle football. You know, so always tell people, man, when we was kids, you tried to be a quarterback, you tried to be a defensive back, you tried to be a corner, you tried to be a wide receiver, you tried to be every single player. Okay, and me, I tried to be every single player, whether it was offense and defense. So, and that's my love of football. We didn't try to be one player, really. You know, if you had to play this position or that position, you played that position. You know, because it was the love of the game. And this is why I tell people, like, I may talk my trash in sports, but I don't believe in people fighting over sports, okay? Because if you ain't never played the sport and you ain't never really fight nobody, whether it's on the court or whether it's on the field, you shouldn't be quote unquote a fan and want to fight people because you're a fan, okay? Don't do that. That's stupidity. That's retardation. If you're arguing fun and we like busting balls with each other, like, yeah, your team suck or this, that's understandable. But soon as you look to hurt people because of football or because of basketball or because of hockey or because of baseball or because of tennis or any sport, you are a stupid fool. Okay? A stupid fool. Because I don't play that. I let people argue about their teams all day, every day. You could talk shit all day, every day. You could say this, say that. I don't care. But don't look to harm people over sports. Okay? Don't do that. For real. Because we are playing as people and we already in a battle already. And we not battling to hurt each other, but we battling to win. We battling because it's a battle. Okay. Now, ATL, shorty, ATL, shorty. I'ma just say this. The last good quarterback that I liked it on the Atlanta Falcons was Matty Ice, okay? Matt Ryan. Now, before that, it was Vic, you know? That's going to always be. And Vic is just always one of my number one quarterbacks forever. And that's going to be my favorite quarterback on the Atlanta Falcons forever, you know? Because any way you twist and turn it, Michael Vick from before then and right now. Atlanta Falcons ain't never see a quarterback like Michael Vick. And the NFL ain't never see a quarterback like Michael Vick. Yes, you may have certain people that could run like Cam Newton, Steve Young. But you know what? Michael Vick was one of one. Okay? And Just because he got into a little controversy with the dog thing, people like to act like he wasn't a good quarterback. People try to act like he wasn't a human no more. Okay? Now, I ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. Okay. Let's go on. So, the Eagles lost 0. Let me say it again. The Eagles lost 0 big donut, plain donut, to 30 to the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Carolina Panthers, you know. If I'm correct, you know, like Jimmy Horn. Shout out to Jimmy Horn from Colorado Buffs, you know. I didn't even really too much watch that game, but Jimmy Horn is on that team, you know. He's on Colorado. Now, the next game, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. The Steelers 21, the Patriots 14. I'm going to say this about the Patriots, because the Steelers are going to always be an okay team, and their defense would always carry them over year by year by year. Like, for the past 20 years, ever since I could remember, the Pittsburgh Steelers always had a good defense. So, you could close your eyes and turn around for 5 years, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will still have a presentable defense. I'm not going to say too much about their offense, you know, because one of my best running backs that I liked it out of the Pittsburgh Steelers was Jerome Bettis, you know, and I will always say, like, yeah, it's not good for me to say that they'll have offensive problems, but me knowing the Pittsburgh Steelers, they always been a good defensive team. So I could always say, like, yo, their defense is going to be good, you know? I don't know about their offense all the time. I don't know. You know, because, what is it? Antonio Brown, he was one of their best receivers that I ever seen, you know. Troy Polamalu, he was one of their best defensive players, and he was a beast. You know, Troy Polamalu was a beast on the defensive end. One of my favorite players in NFL history as well. Troy Polamalu and Jerome Bettis, you know, and AD, you know. Excuse me. Now, Steelers 21, Patriots 14. Now, the Green Bay Packers. Next week, the Green Bay Packers will be playing the Cowboys. But yesterday, the Green Bay Packers, they scored 10. And the Cleveland Browns, they scored 13. To be honest with you, shout out to the Green Bay Packers. They're another little sleeping team, too. Watch out for them as well, okay? Now, the Jets and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Jets 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 29. Jets buck up, man, buck up. Okay, Denver Broncos and the Chargers. Now, Chargers 23, Denver Broncos 20. Wow. Long time we ain't see this, but Drew Brees is gone. The New Orleans Saints 14, Seattle Seahawks a big 44. Bow, 4's up. Okay. This was a game that was well surprising to me. The Dallas Cowboys 14 and the Chicago Bears 31. Dallas, you need to buck up. I'm not saying too much of speaking for y'all, but y'all need to really buck up. Cardinals, 49ers. Cardinals 15, 49ers 16. Okay, and this was my Giants game, you know. The Chiefs 22, Giants 9. I'm going to say this about the Giants receivers. Y'all need to catch the ball. For real. Y'all need to catch the ball. And tonight, Monday Night Football, 8:15. We have the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. Alright. You know, it's lion in, lion out. Lion is always up. But I'm going to say like this, man. The Baltimore Ravens got a team with them. Okay, as I was saying, now the Baltimore Ravens, they got a sneak team too, you know, like you ain't gonna go wrong with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and LaJohntay Webster. He's a good wide receiver from Buffalo. You know, like Baltimore Ravens got a team. Okay? Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, their dynasty and their winning championships is over. Lamar Jackson got to step up to be that championship quarterback, and I don't know if it's this year, but they got a team. Okay, well, I hope it ain't mine, because I'm just at work and I have my phone in one spot. So, damn, I hate when this phone always giving well, and it keep on saying 1 and 0. Well, no, I think that the Baltimore Ravens, they got a good team, you know, and tonight, okay. Well, hey, Chris, you can come through anytime, brother, and I appreciate your energy and I appreciate your time, you know, for real. That's why I tell people, man, like, you got to appreciate people that come and spend time on your page, you know, because years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this would be people watching their TVs or listening to their radios on their way home from work or something, you know? Nowadays, we got people listening to other people on YouTubes while they driving home or while they're on the highway. So I'm going to say this, man. If people are taking time out of their days to listen to you talk, or even taking times out of their life to do something and listen, show them respect, man. Show them respect. Show them respect. Okay? And show yourself respect too. Okay? Because I'm going to keep on saying it. When you disrespect others, it's showing how much you respect yourself. Now, I would say this to all my Mets family out there. I want the Mets to make the playoffs, but if I really think about it, I didn't look on the phone, but the Mets is I think a half game out, and the Cincinnati Reds, I think they are in front of the Mets to get the last wild card position. I want the Mets to get in. I'm a New Yorker, but if they don't get in, what could I do? What could I do? I can't do nothing at all. I can't do nothing at all. So, me and my coworker was there talking about it, and I love to joker with the Mets because, what is it? They paid Juan Soto's over $600 million. So what are you going to buy next year? What are you going to get next year to make the team better? And a lot of people may say, oh, what about your Yankees? Hey, my Yankees, they going to take it how far that they could take it. You feel me? I ain't going to act like we not playing good and bad. We're playing up and down. We're very dizzy this year, but at least we're going to make the playoffs, okay? At least we're going to the dance, and we got the door open, okay? And we're going to put our foot inside the door. I like when people be dissing on the Yankees, talking about y'all got money, we got this and that. Yeah, we got money, but it ain't every year the Yankees have a good team. It's not every year that the Yankees make it to where they want to make it, because as I said, growing up, I want to think the Yankees will win the championship every year. Every year I wanted the Yankees to win the championship. Every year growing up, I wanted the Yankees to have a good record. Every year. But many times that didn't happen. Okay, so I can't talk good or I can't talk bad. I just gotta let it play out, and the end of this month, we'll see how every team stack up that's going into the playoffs, and we'll see how every team don't stack up that's not going into the playoffs. Thank you for everybody that joined the live. Much love and respect. Peace out.